This is a short tutorial on how to split a list into two separate lists based on if the number is odd or the number is even. So what we're going to do here is Codio is giving us a list of integers. We know that because of what's going on between line 4 and line 6. This is what we've seen in the previous challenges, and it's the same thing here. Numbers will be a list of integer by the time we get to line 7. So there are going to be odd numbers and even numbers in the list, and we have to split the information into the two different lists. So, and they're nice enough to give us a function called isEven. IsEven is just a function. It takes a single argument and it's going to return true or false. So if the number is even, the isEven function will return true. Otherwise, it will return false. So first of all, like with all of our lists, we're going to use the for loop, and we're going to say for, in this case, we're just going to call it num in numbers. We're going to use this syntax because we care about the element value, not about the index. And I'm going to say if is even, and I'm going to say num is true. Well, what am I supposed to do now? I'm supposed to put it in another list, but I haven't defined any other lists yet. So let's go ahead and define two lists. I'm going to find one called odd, and I'm going to make it an empty list, and I'm going to define one called even, and I'm going to make it an empty list. So if it's even, I want to append this to the even list. So I'm going to say even dot append num. Else, it's going to go in the odd list. Odd dot append num. So what I have done is I have created two empty lists, one called odd and one called even. I've used the function provided isEven, and I've asked a question. If it's even, then append it to the even list. Otherwise, we're going to append it to the odd list. And then what I'm going to do, I'm going to output the odd list first and the even list second. So I'm going to print odd, and I'm going to print even. So let's check it. And I got it right. Because there were only odds, there was nothing in the even list. 1, 3, and 5 are odd numbers. They all went into the odd list, and nothing went into the even list. So this is correct. So a couple of things to look at here. I defined two utility variables. Those two utility variables happen to be empty lists. That's the type of utilitary variable I needed for this particular problem. Then in this case, we are going to loop over numbers, and we're going to figure out if the value in that particular list element is an odd or an even one. So I asked the question, is it even? If the output of even is true, then I'm going to add it to the even list. If the output of even is not true, the only thing it can be at this point is false, then I'm going to add it to the all false list, and I'm going to print odd and print even. And remember here it says output the odd list first and the even list second. So when you're doing this, remember you have to print the odd list first and the even list second. If you do not do them in that order, Codio will mark it wrong. So that's how you split a list. And in this case, we split it between whether or not the value is odd or the value is even. I have to have a helper variable, which is a list, for as many things as I want to split this into. I'm told in this case to split it into 2. And then in the for loop, I do the splitting. So this has been a quick tutorial on how to split a list